Alright guys, and welcome back to Little Lawton Gaming Channel. Today we have Season 2 of our Lamborghini simulation. Very disappointing start for them, and to be honest I don't really see this season being much different, or next season. It'll be a couple of seasons before we see Lamborghini really start competing for the points. But all in all, we've got to plough through, and eventually they will hopefully clamber near the top. So let's get straight into the driver changes. So we had a complete hatful of driver changes, and it all kicked off with Valtteri Bottas retiring from Alfa Romeo and giving up that seat to Daniel Ricciardo, who left McLaren much like he is in real life. And that allowed the return of Fernando Alonso to his former team for a third try. Alexander Albon went to Alonso's Alpine seat, and Lance Stroll left his dad's team and went to Williams. Felipe Drugovich was then promoted from F2 to Aston Martin, but the changes didn't stop there, as Sebastian Vettel retired from Aston Martin. Mick Schumacher replaced him, which is quite fitting considering their relationship, and Robert Schwartzman replaced him at Haas. So with all those changes in the bag, we went straight to Bahrain, where Lando Norris picked up the first victory of the season in his McLaren. Sergio Perez finished second, and Charles Leclerc rounded off the podium in third. Max Verstappen was fourth, and Fernando Alonso was fifth. Hamilton and Russell were sixth and seventh, and Sainz was eighth. Ocon finished ninth, and Pierre Gasly picked up the final point for AlphaTauri in 10th. Saudi Arabia up next, and Max Verstappen hit winning ways as he picked up victory ahead of Fernando Alonso in second. Charles Leclerc finished third, and Sergio Perez was fourth. Norris fifth, Sainz sixth, Albon getting his first points for Alpine in seventh. Hamilton was eighth, Gasly ninth, and Tsunoda finished in 10th. 3 races down and 3 different race winners as Charles Leclerc wins in Australia. Max Verstappen was second, George Russell rounded off the podium for Mercedes in third, Norris was fourth, Alonso fifth, Albon sixth, Hamilton seventh, Perez eighth, Ocon ninth, and Gasly finished in 10th. Off to Imola and sprint weekend number 1, and Max Verstappen won the sprint race ahead of Lando Norris in second. Perez was third, Alonso fourth, Hamilton fifth, Leclerc sixth, Albon once again up in the points in seventh, and Ocon was eighth. And Max Verstappen converted that sprint race win into a Grand Prix win as he finished first, and Sergio Perez ensured it was a Red Bull 1-2. Alonso finished third, Norris fourth, Albon fifth, Leclerc sixth, Russell seventh, Ocon eighth, Hamilton ninth, and Gasly finished in 10th. Miami up next, and Max Verstappen makes it back-to-back victories for the first time this season. Checo Perez was second, ensuring yet another 1-2 for Red Bull. Charles Leclerc rounded off the podium in third, and Alonso was fourth. Sainz finished fifth, and Gasly was up in sixth place. Russell was seventh, Ocon eighth, Albon ninth, and Tsunoda finished in 10th. So 5 races down, and Max Verstappen leads the Drivers' Championship 32 points ahead of Charles Leclerc, and his teammate Sergio Perez is in third. Alonso is fourth, Norris is in fifth, Russell sixth, Albon seventh, Hamilton eighth, Sainz disappointingly down in ninth, and Gasly rounds off the top 10 for AlphaTauri. And in the Constructors, Red Bull lead the way, 52 points ahead of McLaren in second, Ferrari a third, Mercedes fourth, Alpine a fifth, AlphaTauri a sixth, and Haas, Alfa Romeo, Williams, Aston Martin and Lamborghini all still sit on 0 points. It's 3 on the bounce for Max Verstappen as he wins in Spain and starts to get a bit of a stranglehold on this Drivers' Championship. Charles Leclerc finished second, and Sergio Perez was third. Sainz was fourth, Alonso fifth, Norris sixth, Hamilton seventh, Russell was eighth, Albon ninth, and Gasly in his favourite position of 10th. And to the glorious streets of Monaco, where Max Verstappen wins yet again. 4 on the bounce for him now, and Lando Norris was second, Leclerc was third, Alonso fourth, Sainz fifth, Russell sixth, Hamilton seventh, Perez eighth, Ocon ninth, and Albon ensured both Alpines were in the points. He's in the form of his life at the moment as Max Verstappen makes it 5 on the bounce in Azerbaijan. Checo Perez was second, ensuring a Red Bull 1-2. Norris rounded off the podium in third, and Sainz was fourth. Russell finished fifth, Leclerc sixth, Albon seventh, Alonso eighth, Hamilton ninth, and Tsunoda picked up that final point in 10th. But his streak ends at 5 as Charles Leclerc picks up victory in Canada and Carlos Sainz ensured it was a Ferrari 1-2 this weekend. Norris finished 3rd to round off the podium and Sergio Perez was 4th. Hamilton was 5th, beating his teammate George Russell, who was in 6th. Albon finished 7th and Alonso was 8th. Gasly finished 9th and Esteban Ocon finished in 10th. And it's back-to-back victories for Leclerc now, who wins in Britain ahead of Max Verstappen in 2nd. Norris ensured that there was a British person on the podium. Carlos Sainz finished 4th. Perez was 5th. Hamilton managed to finish 6th. Alonso was 7th. Albon 8th. Ocon 9th. And Kevin Magnussen picking up his first point of the season in 10th. Austria and sprint weekend number 2 now, and Charles Leclerc on fire it seems as he wins the sprint race ahead of Lando Norris in 2nd. Max Verstappen finished 3rd and Carlos Sainz was 4th, Hamilton 5th, Perez 6th, Albon 7th and Gasly got the final point in 8th. And heading into the Grand Prix, Charles Leclerc picked up the victory ahead of Lando Norris in 2nd, Max Verstappen was 3rd, Alonso in 4th, Hamilton 5th, Perez 6th, Russell 7th, Gasly 8th, Tsunoda 9th, and Magnussen once again in 10th. Charles Leclerc's really fighting back now with yet another victory in France ahead of Max Verstappen in 2nd. Carlos Sainz made sure both Ferraris were on the podium in 3rd. Alonso finished 4th and Hamilton was 5th. Perez finished 6th, Russell 7th, Norris 8th, Ocon 9th, and Tsunoda finished 10th. And it's the final race before the mid-season break now in Hungary, where Lando Norris picked up victory and Fernando Alonso ensured it was a 1-2 for McLaren. Sainz finished 3rd, Leclerc 4th, Hamilton 5th, Russell 6th, Verstappen all the way down in 7th and Perez was 8th. Albon finished 9th and Gasly picked up a point in 10th. So heading into the mid-season break, Max Verstappen still leads the Drivers' Championship 9 points ahead of Charles Leclerc now. Lando Norris is in 3rd place, 63 points off the pace, and Perez is 4th. Alonso sits in 5th, Sainz 6th, Hamilton 7th, Russell 8th, Albon 9th, and Gasly still rounded off the top 10 for AlphaTauri. And in the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull lead the way, 46 points ahead of Ferrari in 2nd, McLaren are 3rd, Mercedes 4th, Alpine are 5th, AlphaTauri are 6th. Haas have now picked up a couple of points in 7th, but Alfa Romeo, Williams, Aston Martin and Lamborghini all still sit on 0. And so after a nice little break, Charles Leclerc comes back in form, winning in Belgium ahead of Fernando Alonso in 2nd, Norris was 3rd, Verstappen 4th, Perez 5th, Sainz 6th, Russell 7th, Hamilton 8th, and Albon and Ocon are 9th and 10th for Alpine. Now this one's gonna hurt. Charles Leclerc picked up victory in the Netherlands, pipping Max Verstappen to a home victory. Alonso rounded off the podium in 3rd, Perez was 4th, Hamilton 5th, Sainz 6th, Russell 7th, Norris 8th, Albon 9th and Ocon once again in 10th. He is seriously on fire, and Charles Leclerc picked up victory in Italy for the Scuderia. Lando Norris was 2nd, Carlos Sainz ensured it was a double podium for Ferrari, major weekend for celebrations there. Max Verstappen was 4th, Alonso 5th, Perez 6th, Russell 7th, Hamilton 8th, Albon 9th, and Magnussen picks up a 3rd point of the season in 10th. Off to Asia now and Singapore, where Fernando Alonso picked up victory for McLaren. Charles Leclerc was 2nd, Verstappen 3rd, Hamilton 4th, Russell 5th, Sainz 6th, Perez 7th, Albon 8th, Gasly 9th, and Magnussen was in 10th. The quick jump to Japan next, where Charles Leclerc got back to winning ways ahead of Fernando Alonso in 2nd, Carlos Sainz was 3rd, Verstappen 4th, Hamilton 5th, Perez 6th, Russell 7th, Gasly 8th, Magnussen 9th, and Albon finished in 10th. Charles Leclerc is on fire at the moment, and Max Verstappen doesn't seem to have an answer. Off to America we go, where Lando Norris picks up victory for McLaren and Alonso ensures it's a McLaren 1-2. Carlos Sainz was 3rd, Verstappen 4th, Russell 5th, Hamilton 6th, Perez 7th, Albon was 8th alongside teammate Ocon in 9th, and Pierre Gasly finished in 10th. Charles Leclerc failed to finish. Does that maybe sneakily open the door for Max Verstappen? The answer to that one is a big fat yes. Charles Leclerc does indeed still lead the way. However, Max Verstappen is only 31 points off the pace now. If he can turn in a few victories, he has every chance of overtaking Charles. Norris sits in third, just ahead of his teammate Fernando Alonso in fourth, and that's on race victories because they are both level on points. Perez was fifth, Sainz sixth, Hamilton seventh, Russell eighth, Albon ninth, and Gasly rounds off the top 10. Someday soon, we may see a Lamborghini driver with at least a point, and they'll be on this board. On to the Constructors' Championship now, where Ferrari have a 14-point lead over Red Bull in second. McLaren sit in third, 48 points off the pace and not completely out of it. Mercedes are in a world of their own in fourth, and Alpine are fifth. Alfa Tauri is sixth, and Haas have 6 points in seventh. Alfa Romeo, Williams, Aston Martin, and Lamborghini all still sit on 0. Mexico up next, and Fernando Alonso picked up victory ahead of Charles Leclerc in second. Max Verstappen was third, Sainz fourth, Perez fifth, Hamilton sixth, Albon seventh, Gasly eighth, Ocon ninth, and Guan Yu Zhou picked up his and Alfa Romeo's first point of the season. Brazil now on the final sprint weekend of the season, and it's Fernando Alonso who wins the sprint race. Charles Leclerc was second, Sainz third, Norris was in fourth, Verstappen fifth, Russell sixth, Hamilton seventh, and Sergio Perez was eighth. And in the Grand Prix, Fernando Alonso picked up victory ahead of Charles Leclerc in second, Lando Norris was third, Sainz fourth, Verstappen fifth, Hamilton sixth, Perez seventh, Russell eighth, Albon ninth, and Magnussen was 10th. Final race of the season now, and it's Fernando Alonso who picked up victory in Abu Dhabi ahead of Carlos Sainz in second, Leclerc was third, Russell fourth, Perez fifth, Verstappen sixth, Albon seventh, Gasly eighth, Ricciardo getting his first points of the season in ninth, and Stroll picked up Williams' first point in 10th. And all that means is Charles Leclerc is the Drivers' Champion for Season 2. It looked like it was going to Verstappen. He finished in second in the end, 52 points off the pace. Fernando Alonso in a respectable third ahead of his teammate Lando Norris in fourth. Sainz was fifth, Perez sixth, Hamilton 7th, Russell 8th, Albon 9th, and as he has been all season, Gasly rounding off the top 10 in 10th. And in the Constructors' Championship, it was Ferrari who finished first, 50 points ahead of McLaren in second, Red Bull finished third, Mercedes 4th, Alpine 5th, Alfa Tauri were 6th, Haas 7th, Alfa Romeo were 8th, and Williams were 9th. Aston Martin and Lamborghini in 10th and 11th with 0 points. And there we are, Charles Leclerc and Ferrari, champions of Season 2. McLaren certainly seem to have a decent car themselves, as well as Red Bull. It'll be interesting to see what happens in Season 3. Lamborghini, once again, bottom of the pile and pointless. I think it's going to be a couple of seasons yet before we really start to see them clamber up and start challenging for at least the points. But hopefully it happens soon enough. If you are enjoying the series, please do drop the video a like and give the channel a subscribe. We've literally just hit 300 subscribers today, which I'm over the moon about, so thank you guys very much for your support. But until the next time, I'll catch you guys later.